Okay, next bit of the Streetfighter project. I had said previously that I was going to take the tank off and paint it before it went for MOT and all the rest of it. The trouble is my black glossing is all cracked and I haven't got a clue why. That is the best bit of prep work I've ever done for a paint job. I haven't done a lot of painting to be fair, so it wasn't hard for it to be the best bit of prep work I've done, but it was the best bit of prep work I've done and I took a lot of care over it. The red is beautiful. There's not an ounce of cracking on that or anything. So why that's come out different to this, whether that's because this is plate steel or this is tubing, I really haven't got a clue. The tough black is fine. It's still tough. It hasn't had any abuse, but it is still tough. The gloss black has cracked, and it does feel like it's the paint underneath the clear coat that's cracked rather than the clear coat. You can sort of feel the indentation of the crack. I don't know whether you can make out the crack. You can sort of feel the indentation of the crack, but you can't feel a break in the top coats. So I don't quite know what's gone on there, but it's all over the sides and over the tail bit. So I haven't got a clue why that's done that. So what I've decided to do is get the number plate on. I've stuck another couple of holes through it. Not that it didn't have enough holes. These four are actually holding it onto the bracket that I've made. These two are old holes used to hold it on the old bracket, and then obviously I've put an extra 2 holes in to put the light through, but I've put colour coordinated bolts in all the holes, so hopefully I'll get away with that because it's not staying on there. It's just got to get it through the MOT. It's a full size number plate. There is a smaller one going on which will look a lot more in keeping with the rest of the bike. So yeah, all I'm doing now is running some wires down from the electrics up there all the way down behind the reservoir, and then following the brake line along and joining down here. I think I'm going to drill a couple of small holes in this back bracket so I can put tiny cable ties through to hold the wire up to that and bring the new wire through this dilapidated screw thread for your bobbins. Bought it like that, I haven't ruined it myself. So the wire will come down the brake line there and then come through this hole and then join somewhere here, or somewhere here, or somewhere here, somewhere between there and there. Somewhere it will join, and it's got to be connected that way so I can actually take all this off when I need to, so I can get the bracket out of the way to work on the back wheel. So I can just disconnect it here and get it out of the way. And there's also a connection in behind here of this wire joining this wire, so I can separate that easily and take these lights off to actually get the other number plate on easily enough. But that's done, and as I say, all I've got to do is run the wire now. I was going to film it, but it was just simply drilling a couple of holes to put the lights through. So that's done, that's dusted, that's finito. It's, as I say, it's not the tidiest, but it is to get it through the MOT. The new number plate is black at the back, which will fit in with the bracket and the wire and all the rest of it. It will de-emphasise a lot of it, and obviously I'm not going to have all these bolts hanging out the back. and I'll be trimming the rest of them off down to a size that is needed, rather than having these big lugs of thread sticking out everywhere. But yeah, as I say, first of all, I've got to dig into the wire in here and run off of there live feed and an earth for the side lights to illuminate my number plate. So let's get the wiring loom undone, find which wires we need, and run a power and an earth down to the number plate. I think it's the blue, I'm not positive about this, but the blue and the red go into this same connector, and it's either the blue or the red that I need. Right, so that's my earth, and one of the others is the power. I think it's the blue, but I'll get some cable in there and run something down. I think first of all I'll go through and just tape these wires together so I've got one to pull through rather than two, and then I'll bring them up across the back of the battery and through with this other wiring loom rather than getting it near the regulator rectifier, just in case that is going to get hot. I don't want cables leaning on it. So first of all I'll tape these up, tape these together, make one length of wire. And this one, as I say, I didn't do a brilliant job of my wiring description. I think it's the blue I need to go on, which blue goes to the brown one. So I think I'll turn the ignition on, turn the lights on, and then just jam the wire in there and see what crackles and pops. That's side lights on, so I think it's that one. Oh, what a dickhead. I haven't connected it down the bloody bottom yet. Oh dear. Let's right, okay, that's as far as I'll go with that. I'll connect it down the bottom and then I'll come back to shoving a wire in there and see how we go. Right, just cable tying the cable to the brake line, and it's a braided brake line, so I'm not actually concerned with crushing it and cutting off the supply. All I'm concerned with is the fact I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Got a bit of the old plastic sheathing to go alongside it, just so you can't see the red cable really. Let's cut these off down here. That should be enough. And to come along here so you don't see the red wire, I've got the plastic sheathing to go across, bridge the gap, which, although a bit big and bulky, is definitely going to look better than just the being able to see that red cable running along the swing arm. I think actually I'll black tape. I haven't got a heat sink the right size, so I'll black tape it to close this end off and just bring it along. Mainly so you can't see that red wire. Right, that's a bit better. Get a cable tie. As I say, this drops through a bracket behind where the actual brake line drops through as well, so that'll hold it away from the wheel. Get that off, turn it round, and then also you've got the brake line brackets which conveniently enough fit over the brake line and the electrical. Which neaten the job up a little bit more. And then at the back here, I'm going to run it through where the bobbin bolt should go. Previous owner or owner before him has mullered that, so it's no use. So that'll come along there, and I think I will drill this plate just to get a cable tie in there. Perhaps a little one there and a little one there, just to keep that wire nice and tight and up out of the way. But yes, apart from that, they don't look too bad a job at all, even if I do say so myself. So let's get that back off again. So I think a couple through here. And then a couple at the end. I was going to just put one hole through and loop it round, but I think that then will encourage the cable to hang at the bottom of this. So yeah, as I say, I've got the right size, but it's the wrong colour of heat shrink, so insulation tape it is. Right, get the drill, make some holes. Okay, yeah, the smallest I've got is these red ones. I thought it was the blue ones. These are very slightly smaller and should fit back through the hole that the light goes through. So I can swap it. So I can swap the number plate fairly easily. Well, hopefully that's somewhere near what I want it to be. Right, definitely need to get some more connectors for that. That is atrocious. But just needs to get me through the MOT. Well, there you go. It don't look too sorry, does it? Yeah, that'll do. I'll still get a spanner on the nut. Or can I? Can I? Yeah. Probably better with a socket. Right, so now I've got that wired, I can go back to what I was trying before, which was trying the wire in one of these, either the brown or the white and green. But I'll stick the ignition on and try that out. Right, so side lights are on. I think it's the brown. Let's try that. Oh yes. Yes indeedy. There you go. Just got to shove that in there and tidy it up. That's the number plate lights working. Hopefully that'll get me through the MOT without any advisories and all the rest of it. That'll be smashing. I'll just leave it all hardwired. No, I'll just leave it all switched on while I fuck about with the wires. There you go. Right. So number plate's all working. Get the cowl back on, the seat back on. See if I can find my staple gun to staple that seat cover back on. But ultimately, This just wants a bit of tape on it, a bit of tidying up. And then it's the front indicator I need doing.